Welcome to another Demarcation Media LEGO review. I haven't been doing many LEGO reviews lately just because there's just so many out there. You know, there's a lot of people already doing LEGO reviews, a lot of people already covering these things. But I finally found this set in stores, which I've been looking for like almost 2 months now, I think. And literally every Walmart I would go into, every Target I would go into, I would see the tag for it on the shelf, and there was never any stock. Like, literally not on the shelf. I have no clue if they just sold out or if I just got there too early or what. But I couldn't find it. Like, I had better luck finding Mega stuff than I did with this set, which was just very odd. But I finally found it, and I was like, you know what? I want to take a look at this set just because it's kind of a standout for a couple reasons. Getting a new Obi-Wan is really good because the Obi-Wan show was a pretty recent thing. And then finally, our first Kaminoan figure. And it's been a while since we got Obi-Wan's Delta Ether Sprite ship. So it's kind of a standout. And I just kind of wanted to also talk about the state of LEGO and LEGO Star Wars in particular, but we'll get to that later. First, I want to take a look at this box. The box size is fairly small. For comparison, I just happen to have this guy on hand. So you can see this is a kind of a small box for a $30 set. It looks like a $20 set, and it makes it seem like the ship itself is going to be fairly small. But, it is what it is. I don't think they need to make it bigger just to make it bigger. I think less cardboard is good. Got Kamino in the background. We got our minifigures here. Vader here. Another look at the Kaminoan, Tonway. It's not just a random Kaminoan. Then we get to see on the back a couple of the features of the set. And yeah, it's pretty simple, pretty standard box art for a LEGO Star Wars set. To get this open, unfortunately, we don't get any sort of tape to cut. We just get these pop things, which is kind of good in this case because the tape is kind of easy to tamper with, and it's kind of easy to like cut it open, pull something out, and then reseal it. And most definitely people would be cutting this open, taking Tonway out, and resealing it, and then bringing it back to the store. So I think this was actually a good choice on LEGO's part. So we'll just seal that back up. We have 1, 2, 3 bags of parts, 1 sticker sheet that looks like it should be from a Speed Champion set. It's fairly large. And then, yes, I haven't actually gotten a LEGO set with this new instruction design until now. Wow, it's ugly. It looks like when people make their own instructions for a mock that they built. Which, when people do that, it's cool because it's like, wow, they made their own instructions. But this is LEGO, and this looks like a render from Stud.io or LDD. That's sad. Plus, it's extra work for them. Why did they not just repurpose the box art back to the front of the instructions like they usually do? Yeah, that's weird. I've seen a lot of people talk about this, and I'm kind of beating a dead horse at this point. But yeah, it's ugly. It's really ugly. The instructions themselves are normal. There's really nothing out of the ordinary here that I can see. Other than we get the little, Obi-Wan traveling and all of the ridiculous stars when you put everything together. It's like, oh my gosh, you just built an astromech droid. Congratulations. It's not that exciting. But, it's fine, I guess. And we don't get any sort of anything showing other sets. So it's a little odd. And then we get the win thing on the back with the robot. Yeah, pretty standard. So let me go ahead and put this together, and we will take a closer look. And here we go, the final product. I gotta say, this build kind of was more interesting than I was expecting. I was expecting a lot of just plate stacking, because especially here, it just looks like plate stacking mostly. But no, this was actually a fairly involved build. It wasn't difficult, but there were some building techniques that kind of made me go, oh, wow, they did this here. But it's a weird mix of like genius and stupidity. and I'll get more into that later. There is actually a little sheet to show instruction, like the new sets in the back of the instructions. I don't know how I missed that the first time around, but yeah, here we go. I do have the ATTE on the way. I don't know if I'm going to do a video on it or not. We'll see. The most overpriced Lego Star Wars set ever. Yeah, there we go. We got some extras here. Some official extras. We got like extra for the trigger, extra shooters, just some extra little pieces, extra lightsaber hilt, and then also some official extras. So let's go ahead and jump in. I guess we'll look at the figures first, and we will start with R4. And here he is. I've always been a huge fan of astromech droids. Obviously R2 was my favorite for a while just because he's R2, but I always had a soft spot for R4. I feel like he got the short end of the stick. It's been a while since I've watched the stuff with him in it, but I'm pretty sure he just dies by getting shot during a space battle or something. Or, oh wait, no, doesn't he gets buzzed, the buzz droids buzz him into little pieces. Yeah, he just doesn't have R2's plot armor, but he was red, and I love the color red, so he was always like the one astromech that really stood out. Lego did a pretty good job here. He's got the typical astromech print. The round print for the head is, as usual, kind of lopsided. It's not the worst I've seen. What is bad, though, is he's supposed to have little blue indicator lights here and a blue indicator light here. Does that look blue to you? That looks like silver. It looks like they forgot to do the blue print pass with this guy. And that is a bummer. I am going to be contacting Lego's customer service about this. You can see there's R2. You see he's got the little pink indicator and the blue lights here. He is supposed to have the same thing, both in light blue. And he doesn't. So, yeah, I'm going to be contacting Lego's customer service about this. I feel like I contact their customer service more than I do Mega lately. That's not entirely true. I definitely would contact Mega's customer service more if they were replying. But yeah, this is Lego. I shouldn't have to be contacting customer service. But unfortunately, I have to because they keep messing things up. Another thing I'm a little disappointed about is they had just introduced backprint for astromechs with a couple sets before this. So I was thinking, oh, we'll start seeing backprint for astromechs in general. No, there's no backprint here. All we can see back here is, once again, indicator light missing its blue layer. So, very happy to have R4. Just not happy with how sloppy Lego is getting. Next up, we have the man himself, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, I know probably most people are going to be buying this set for Tanway, but I honestly was more excited about Obi-Wan because I have not had an Obi-Wan figure in a long time. And with the ATTE coming, and with the Obi-Wan show just having ended, stand up, buddy, I wanted to have an Obi-Wan around. I'd like to do some photos with him. And this one, to me, is kind of, if you just want one Obi-Wan, buy this one. Yeah, his hair is not correct for like later Clone Wars or whatever, but it's like just perfect plain Jedi robes. You could easily use this for customs. The print looks really good. The tan is a little faded because it's on brown, but it's not bad. And I really like how continuous this looks. It just looks like one long continuous robe. We've got some nice wrinkles around the back. It just looks good. I really like it. And then his face has kind of a stern face with his flying headset on. And then when you turn it around, it's the visible confusion meme. And I absolutely love it. This is the most Ewan McGregor looking Obi-Wan I think that I've seen from Lego yet. And Lego's always been good with Obi-Wan figures. So yeah, I think this is like pretty much the perfect Obi-Wan figure, in my opinion. And it's even better because they give you a hood as an extra. I love that. It looks brilliant. I really like these new hood pieces. I like using the new hoods and the old hoods like in tandem, particularly with like medieval setups. You know, you can have different types of cloaks, and I just think this looks great. It looks like the Jedi hoods. I love that. It's perfect. And then he comes with a blue lightsaber, obviously, and it's a new, like the newer cloudy color, which is nice to get. So yeah, all in all, very good figure. Very happy with this one. And last but not least, we have Tonway. This is what has everybody so excited about this set. And while I'm not super hyped about it, it's like, yes, it's nice to get the Kaminoans finally, but I wasn't like super looking forward to it. I think LEGO did a good job. The original rumors said that this was going to be a mini doll, and I think that would have been terrible, just to make them look tall and lanky or whatever. But it's LEGO. They're supposed to look LEGOified, and I think they did a good job here. This is kind of what I wish they would have done with like the Avatar figures, the blue people. Made them look more Lego instead of that long, weird thing that they did. But this looks good. We have nice print all the way down. We have nice print on the back as well. This new dress piece, I guess it's not really new at this point. The dress piece is really good. They do a good job with it. And then the head. The head is a new mold. It's got the long neck. It's got the little, I guess it's the little circlet that Tonway has. And yeah, it just looks good. I like the blue print. I think that's print. Yeah, the whole thing is molded in white and then painted. Now, I'm curious. Okay, it doesn't stick. I thought maybe it turned into like a bar pole. That's a little disturbing looking. I'll stop doing that. But yeah, this is a good figure. I hope we get to see some other Kaminoans in the future. Maybe Lama Su or just some generic figures, like a cloning facility, little build with some random generic Kaminoans and maybe some of those gray shock troopers would be really cool. But yeah, it's been a long time coming, this figure, and I think LEGO did a really good job. And now on to the ship itself. So first, we have this little turntable here. That's for R4. We can put his head there, which allows him to do his little thing. He can kind of turn around. Like so. It's getting caught a little bit. The turntable is getting caught on the corner here. Just that one particular stud, it for some reason sticks out a little bit more. I'm not sure why. That's a little odd. Again, it just that's not how LEGO is. LEGO isn't usually this imprecise. But you can turn it here, it's fine. You can turn it here, it's fine. And here it just bumps. That's weird. The design of this is a little off in terms of like the height here, but honestly, I think that's fine. It looks more like the what is it? The Ether Sprite B, Delta B, however you pronounce it. It's like this B variant where the astromech would actually sit here. The astromech socket is here, but what they did instead is they made it so that you can store R4's body in there, which I think is pretty clever. The stickers were not bad to apply. I didn't have too hard of a time with it. And they're white stickers. They're not clear backed. Or in this case, they're like... no, I guess it is still white. They just printed the red on. So yeah, that was a huge plus. I'm fine with the amount of stickers that are on here. They look good. They serve their purpose. Design-wise, the back end is pretty much all genius. You know, the way this fits together, it's a lot better than the old ones where it was just a big flag. The cockpit looks good. He's even got a little headrest up here. There's a little space back here. You can stick his lightsaber hilt if you want. He's got a printed console. It closes up. The engines look good. There's a lot of detail on there. Really cool. Moving up to the front, it's still pretty good. We got some nice detail here, nice stickers. We have these new stud shooters, or I guess they've been out for a year or so now. I haven't gotten any of them before, but they shoot out the studs sideways. So, oh my gosh. Where did that go? Holy moly. Okay, I have no idea where that went. Oh, no, I found it. I'm impressed by these. I thought they were going to be lame, but no, they really, really shoot. So, despite them being kind of big and boxy, I'm fine with it. They're fun to use. And then up here at the front, it's just all the stupidity part that I was talking about. We get genius, and just the more you move down the ship, you get to the more, like, why did they do this? So, a lot of people pointed out right away the gaps. Yeah, why, LEGO? You probably could have saved pieces if you had just thought a little bit more and made the wings a little closer in. But instead, no, you went with the gaps. I don't know why. That was not smart. But also, the Ether Sprite, ships come to a very pronounced point. Now, this would be fine, and this is what they have done in the past. You know, it's flat on the end. It made sense. But with the introduction of this piece, there's really no good excuse to not have it come to a point, because you could simply do something like that, and now suddenly we have a point. Why did they not do that? I have no clue. None at all. Or if they wanted to go something simpler, you know, just move that kind of forward and you have more of a point. That's not ideal, but it's something. But instead they chose to do nothing there. I just don't understand. It would have been a very, very easy thing to do to just put that on there. Landing gear. We get our typical landing gear that we've seen on these types of ships before. You can kind of fold it up. It looks good. Now, theoretically, we would get 2 more coming out the sides, but instead they did this. What? It's literally just a block so that you can stand with it landed. Is it supposed to be, like, are you supposed to hold it and fly it from here? I don't know, but it looks really ugly when you're swooshing it around. Just rip it off. So much nicer. I don't, again, it's like, what? What is going on? Lego, what? And then also there was a piece here. There's this black speck on here. That's actually something in the plastic. Like the machine wasn't clean or something. I don't know, but there's actually something in the plastic. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We get this little radar dish. I don't remember seeing the radar dish, but we get it. And then let's stick Obi-Wan in the cockpit. Let's switch his face around so he's got his flying headset, like so. Actually, you know what? I'm curious. Can he fit in the cockpit with his hood? Like, is that a thing that we can do? Oh, yeah, for sure. Not sure why he'd want to wear his hood while he's flying, but it's something I was curious about. Like that. You've got the headrest. Close it up. Looks fantastic. We get a clip for the lightsaber on the underside. That's pretty good. And it is a very swooshable ship. It feels very sturdy. The old ratchet joints did have a habit of, like, you'd fly it around and, like, grab it and it would ratchet flat or whatever. But yeah, still very, very flyable and solid. I wanted to do a couple quick size comparisons just because I like to get in some different vehicles and whatnot to get an idea of the scale. So here is the $40 X-Wing. Here is the Ether Sprite. I think this is correct scaling. Actually, you know what? Honestly, the Ether Sprite should probably be a little smaller. But side by side, I think scale-wise, they don't look too bad. I think that's fine. I wanted to drop in the Republic fighter tank for no other reason than they share the same color scheme. So if you wanted to maybe modify the Ether Sprite, you could use parts from one of these, or if you wanted to modify this, you could use parts from here. Or if you wanted to build something entirely different, they share the exact same color palette, so, you know, you could do something of your own. So I think that's kind of cool. And because no other self-respecting LEGO reviewer would do this, there is the Warthog Rally Warthog beside it. The Warthog Rally set was a $30 set. You got the Warthog and 4 figures. This is a $30 set. You get the ship and 3 figures. And when you see them side by side, the $30 price tag doesn't seem all that too far off. Well, there you have it. That is the Obi-Wan's Starfighter, or officially it is Obi-Wan Kenobi's Jedi Starfighter. I have mixed feelings about this set and about the LEGO Star Wars line in general. It's a decent set, but I feel like that's really all we get these days is decent from LEGO. They do things that are really dumb and can be fixed easily with some more thought. I'm particularly looking at these gaps, while also doing some really cool things, like back here. But then they seal the deal by putting in figures that people will obviously not want to pass up, like Tanway. and they charge more for it. The Jedi Starfighter sets have been historically like $20. You know, you get the Jedi who flew it and the droid, and usually that was it. We do have a new figure this time, and that drives up the price a little bit. But each figure should only be like $5, if that. So this should be like a $25 set, but instead we get $30 because of markups and inflation and all that. So the price feels... I will begrudgingly say that it feels fair, but a lot of other sets don't. And LEGO just feels like they're cutting corners and they're being lazy and they're coasting off of their massive popularity. And they know that people will still buy it, even if they cut corners. Literally, there should be a corner here, and they cut it into a line. So, in general, I'm just fairly displeased with the way that LEGO Star Wars is going. There's a lot of cool stuff that they're doing, but there's a lot of stuff that they're not doing. And I feel like LEGO has just lost some of its creativity. It's no longer about being creative and, you know, finding cool ways to do things. It's about squeezing money out and, you know, cutting corners. While, you know, the fans are getting what they want, they're also having to pay for some inferior products while they're doing it. So that's kind of the end of my little rant there. It's just, again, it's a weird mix of genius and stupidity and just straight up, I feel like it's just straight up laziness. And that's just kind of, like, this set embodies well what the whole Star Wars line, I feel like, has become. It's that weird mix. Also, I would be amiss if I did not drop in some of the new clones. This is a great, the command station is a great accompaniment to this set. We can have the little scene where it's like, oh, aren't they magnificent? Well, we don't have Lama Su, but, you know, you get the same idea. So that's pretty cool. I do have like 6 of these new plane clones and 3 of these captains. So that's pretty cool. I'll probably do some photos with them. So overall, I am glad I bought this set. But it just is like, would I recommend it? If you just want to build a LEGO set, I would not recommend it. If you specifically want an Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter, then I would recommend it. Or if you want Obi-Wan or Tanway, it's just you have to know that it is a weird mix of brilliance and stupidity and laziness turned into one fairly mediocre package. It probably sounds really negative in general. I am happy with the set. It's a very swooshable set. I love having swooshable ships. I will just sometimes pick up my Starfighters and fly them around my room making Starfighter noises, because why not? It's fun. It's just, there's just issues, and I don't want to just say, yes, it's a great set, I love it, go buy it, without pointing out the issues that I have with it. So that's kind of the bottom line. I'm happy with it, I like it, but at the same time, I am frustrated with how lazy and sloppy LEGO has gotten. There was a time where I would not have to really contact LEGO customer service about missing print on things, but I do now. So, yeah, bottom line, happy with the set, but it is not without its issues. It is by no means a perfect Star Wars set.